This ship is a work in progress and all stats are subject to change. Happy New Year everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. So I'm back and my regular upload schedule should continue from here on. My move went successful and yeah, here we are in the new year with the first video filmed in my new apartment. So for today's video I have the Viribus Unitis and my first impressions, and keep in mind those are really just first impressions. I had barely any time to test this ship so far, but you know, it's the first Austro-Hungarian ship in the game and I'm from Austria, so I think it's a good idea that I'll take a look at it. And hey, here I'll have a citadel. Now this ship is sailing under the German flag, but I think this is done so that you can use German captains. We will see if they'll change their mind about that or not. It would certainly be nice to see an Austro-Hungarian flag on this thing. Now this match is on straight and it's a 3-point domination game mode. It's, well, tier 4, so that's amazing. Very few battleships, only 1 destroyer. And not the best start for our team, but hey. So I'm trying to push A here and I'm trying to support the Isokase, and those are some nice hits on the Clemson. Now this ship comes with 12 305mm guns, and that's a lot of guns. The top speed is 20.5 knots, which is pretty slow, but considering it's a tier 4 battleship, I guess it's okay. The max range is 14.7 kilometers, also quite decent, and the concealment is absolutely amazing with 9 kilometers. That's with concealment expert. Without it's, I think, 10.8 or, well, something like that. So the anti-air is basically non-existent, and I think the maneuverability is okay. You have, I think it was 11 point something rudder shift and 530 meters turning circle. But keep in mind, this ship is in testing and all those stats are subject to change, so we should probably not focus too much on those. Now, well, my first impressions are this ship is quite nice, but you know, I certainly have to play her more in order to build out some RNG, because like if you play a few matches you can have a lot of luck with your guns or a lot, well, good luck or bad luck, so it's often hard to tell how the ship really performs until you've played quite a few battles. But yeah, I certainly like her so far. Now, I've chosen this replay also because it's actually a pretty exciting game. As you can see, we're down to 50 points. We have lost 5 ships, the enemy team has lost nothing. And we don't have a cap. Well, I guess to be fair, neither does the enemy. Now we have a Aetam here in the center who is brawling, and maybe he can do something there. But it's not looking good. Now, I really don't want to go charging into all of those ships. I mean, I'm kind of the front line anyway. And I mean, we got a few ships right now, so that's nice. But we've basically lost the entire south. So they are now getting the C cap for free, then they will sail and take the B cap for free, and by this point they will have us in a crossfire, which means we are absolutely screwed. So I kind of have to charge now. Now usually I'd say in a situation like this you don't really want to charge in that badly unless you're a superior brawling ship, and I don't think this ship is, but as I said, I haven't played it enough yet to give you, well, I mean, to test the armor fully in combat conditions and stuff like that. So anyway, we have a pretty low health cruiser, so let's see what RNG offers me today. And thank you, RNG. So that certainly works. But, well, once again, the enemy is at 374 points, we are at 80 points. We don't have a cap and we are behind a lot of ships. The enemy destroyer is on very low health, but he is still holding on, and it's only getting worse once we're getting flanked, so we really have to push here. And honestly, we probably should have pushed here a lot sooner. Like when we realized how bad the C cap was going, we could have probably tried to take out those ships a lot earlier. But I mean, it would have been risky for me to push in. There was no... Well, you can never be certain if your team helps you or not. And I suppose I will get the Clemson now, so that's the good news. The bad news is I'm kind of broadside to this battleship there. I'm kind of broadside, well, I'm even more broadside to the Kaiser. And Lord Twist is shooting high explosive. I mean, he isn't even hitting. Well, the Kaiser isn't shooting high explosive, but he's also missing, so that's the good news here. Now, my guns are pointing this way. I kind of want to angle like this. I also feared that there might have still been destroyer torps coming my way. I think the destroyer was a few hundred meters outside of his torpedo range. But if I wasn't careful, I could have slided in there, I suppose. But, anyway. Now, there are a lot of ships here towards my broadside now. I kind of have to get into the A cap, I feel like, because I really want to make this points loss. Well, I want to slow down the points loss, I suppose. Now, we have a low health cruiser here. If we can take that out, that's one less ship that's firing on us. And I'm just hoping that nobody here towards my broadside is actually shooting me with armor piercing right now, because that would be really bad. Now I'm facing another problem, right? If I go towards A, I show broadside towards this battleship here. I mean, if I continue this way, I mean, I've already been showing a lot of broadside towards those guys coming from the center. And I figured at this point I'd rather angle against those ships than against the one battleship there. Especially since that battleship is just shooting me with high explosive anyway. So I'm counting on the fact that... Well, I'm counting on him not switching ammunition, I guess. And some decent hits on the Kaiser, I suppose. Now, if I could use the small island towards my left as cover, that would be amazing, but that seems unlikely. Now, for now, we really want to take out that Kaiser. We are still behind on basically everything. And, I mean, but it's not lost yet. Now, there was one torpedo hit, I think. He is still burning, so he's probably also flooding. So I'm seriously hoping we're taking down that Kaiser. And the Kaiser is shooting the Isokaze, which is amazing. Now the Isokaze is deploying a smoke screen. I'm not sure if he's trying to help me. I assume he is helping himself because he is getting pummeled here. But it might also be able to help me. We will see. Right now, I mean, it's important that we sink this Kaiser, so I will definitely want to use my guns. But now I technically could just drop into concealment if I wanted to. And I mean, my guns reload quite a while, so I'll probably manage to go into concealment before I'm reloaded. Well, or well, I would be if I wouldn't use my rear guns. Now, British cruiser, fully broadside. I can't resist, so let's see what my guns do, and my guns score a Citadel. I should also really heal here, to be honest. And, well, I mean, the first salvo was nice, the second salvo less, so I'm hoping my team can finish him off. And there I realized that I can heal, which is good. Now, next up we have an Orion, and once again I have to be careful not to end up in the crossfire, but you see, I showed my broadside, and this time the enemy actually realized that he can shoot armor piercing. I've gotten too complacent, like with this terrain, always just shooting high explosive. So I showed my broadside and I got punished for it, as it should be. But I'm still floating. Now, finally, we've actually managed to get ahead in ships. But we are still pretty far behind on points, and yeah. You see, I mean, I tried to slow down here in order to get a better angle here. But it just wasn't enough. Now, thankfully, we have torpedoes incoming on this battleship, and the torpedoes seem to do the trick. Now, I'm down to 800 hit points, and my heal is still some ways off. Now we are 4 against 1. But keep in mind that the enemy still has a points advantage, and they have 2 caps, and we have nothing near there to cap. But we do have still over 8 minutes left, so maybe we can do something. And plot twist, he missed. Now that's amazing. I might be able to actually survive long enough to get a heal off. Now, the way the Orion is sailing, he only has his rear guns pointing at me, but if he turns, then he can use his front guns as well. I mean, like, he needs like 1 shell or 2 to sink me here. And there isn't much I can do about it. Now I'm reversing here because I want to make it harder for him. The further I'm away, oh, he's shooting high explosive, but I already had a heal going. Probably a smart choice for him to going for high explosive to finish me off. Currently I don't even have a damage con. And I've been set on fire. So I could go high explosive myself. If he's angling, it might actually be a decent choice, but you know, I have 9 kilometers concealment. And I'm at 9 kilometers right now. Now, let those shells hit me. I will immediately damage con because I'm way too low. And now I'm just not firing. He can't see me. And if he can't, well, I mean, he could shoot my last spotted position. And I know you have this minimap indication. So if he uses that to shoot my last known position or a little bit behind it, he would actually have a decent chance of hitting me. But you know, it's tier 4. I don't expect people at tier 4 to know this. So our Izukase is heading towards P to cap it. We have still like 6.5 minutes left. But the enemy team has still quite a lead. And remember, it takes some time. I mean, as soon as we're in there, we're blocking their points gain. So they aren't getting any more ahead of us. But then it takes some time to flip this. And then it takes some time for us to equalize here. Well, assuming we just don't sink the Orion. If we sink that Orion, we win anyway. Also keep in mind, if that Orion managed to sink one of us, like myself, he actually gets about 100 points ahead. Because they gain points and we lose points. So if he managed to sink one of us, we're probably forced to sink him in return. Now he's charging in here because he isn't confident to make this a points win. And he got close enough to actually spot me. But I've got another heal ready. And now, well, I mean, now it's looking pretty good, right? He's just going down. So I'm going forward again. And let's see, he's even turning here to show me more broadside. I guess he wants to point his guns at me and get further away from the rest of my team. Well, almost. I mean, I could have used my rear guns here, but I remembered the last time I showed this guy broadside what happened. So let's try to not do this again. Well, he was shooting armor piercing, it harmlessly bounced off my side. And now let's see if we can secure the win here. Come on, guns, you can do it. And there we go.
Gegnerisches Schlachtschiff gesunken.
So here we are with the results, and I have to say I like this ship, but keep in mind, take all of this with a grain of salt. I haven't played her enough yet, so I can't actually tell you how strong she is, objectively. And yeah, we will see what Wargaming does with it. Now that I'm back, I will certainly play her some more, and looking forward to that. Now, since she is a test ship, you can't earn any achievements, otherwise I'd have unleashed a Kraken here. 128,000 points of damage is also quite nice for a tier 4 ship. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I'll see you guys next time.